Tonight at 6, students put their dancing shoes on and spend a fun night with Fab. How an iconic competition show inspired the event.
In Washington, President Trump delivered a State of the Union address. We have the key takeaways.
And as part of the immigration crackdown, the Trump administration is considering new regulations. All this and more as KSTV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Wednesday evening, Portage County, and welcome back to Kent Stater TV. I'm Lexi Blatnick.
And I'm Sophia Lena. Thank you for joining us. We start tonight as Dancing with the Stars hit the Student Center Ballroom.
That's right, Sophia. The Flash Activities Board gave Kent State students an opportunity to put their ballroom skills to the test.
KSTV very own Amanda Nichelle was there. Amanda, tell me, did you put your Brazilian culture to the test and dance a little samba?
I did not dance samba, Sophia, but I did get to see many amazing dance steps and talk to some people. Take a look. Students stepped out of their comfort zones and onto the dance floor as they gathered around for Dancing with Fab this Tuesday evening.
Honestly, just students having fun and being able to try something new. I think that's really cool.
I say just try it. The person that is right in front of you probably also don't know what they're doing. And honestly, it's a fun thing to do.
Organized by the Flash Activities Board, the event gave students the chance to learn ballroom-style dances from professional dance instructors and a chance to win the mirror ball.
I think dancing is a lot of fun, and like social dances like this are like great to get people involved and to build more of a community.
I think it's just a great way to kind of get connected. With ballroom especially, there's not a lot of places out there that teach it. So I feel like anyone who wants to try it can be able to like attend events like this, which are free.
With the goal of creating a space where students could try something new while connecting with others in a fun and low-pressure environment, the lesson started, and the room was quickly filled with laughter and confidence.
Try to explain all the things that dancing can do for you, and it's just the pure enjoyment of it.
It can always be a stress reliever, and it can really help people to just be able to express themselves through dance if they don't have the words to talk.
When dancing, the world kind of fades away and you forget about all the assignments you have in the future, and it's kind of just that moment.
From ballroom-style moves to line dancing, Dancing with Fab became a memorable night for students, highlighting the meaning of dance and the impact it can make in people's lives.
Well, I think I'm a perfect example. It's something you can do your entire life, and it's a great way to get out and meet people and to socialize and to have a good time.
Steps to final spins, students say this was a night to remember. For KSTV, I'm Amanda Nichelle.
Thank you, Amanda. Fraudulent documents are circulating on campus containing forged information and signatures. The International Student and Scholar Service warned students yesterday, urging them not to sign or consider any documentation that have not been uploaded directly to the student portal. According to an email, possessing, distributing, or using those documents could jeopardize immigration status and even constitute as a violation of the U.S. law.
A new bill would defund public universities that don't comply with Ohio's anti-DEI legislation. Senate Bill 698 would require colleges to set additional certification processes up to ensure universities are in compliance. Schools will also have to provide a list of former DEI faculty and staff members and explain why they are still employed with the university.
Evening and welcome to your Wednesday weather forecast. I'm your weather anchor, Lila Schaefer-Hughes. As we start off, we look at an overview of Ohio. We see that it's mostly 40s, 50s, but if we come down here to Cincinnati, 55 degrees. We're almost at 60 degrees. And with the weather that we're having right now, such as in Akron, Canton with 43, I don't know, I kind of feel like I'd be wearing shorts at this time. Kind of crazy, but if you look all the way up to the north, Toledo, 33 degrees. That's pretty cold. But as we lean in closer, we're looking at Kent, still locally 34 degrees, and all around basically upper 30s, 40s. And as we look at the hourly forecast, we see a steady decrease from 31 all the way to 25 from the next couple hours, but it's still below freezing, so still bundle up if you're going out, but there is not a big chance of precipitation, and it's going to be cloudy, so no real big concern with the weather. It's just going to be cold. But all right, folks, that's all I have now. Stay tuned to see tomorrow's weather and the extended forecast. Back to Sophia and Lexi at the desk.
Thank you, Lila. In Washington, President Trump delivered his State of the Union address. It was the longest in U.S. history.
In the speech, he addressed the slow-moving economy and declared a golden age of America.
CNN's Karen Kaifa has more on the story.
President Trump Tuesday night painted a picture of the U.S. economy largely at odds with what economic data, polling, and consumer sentiment surveys show.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before.
And attacked Democrats' affordability agenda.
They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. We are doing really well.
As he entered the chamber, Trump greeted 3 of the 6 Supreme Court justices who ruled against his sweeping emergency tariffs on Friday, then later slammed their decision.
They got it really wrong.
The president also addressing foreign policy hotspots like Venezuela and Iran.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
And using an appearance by the Olympic champion U.S. men's hockey team to underscore his theme of America winning. Democrats rebutted the speech in different ways. Congressman Al Green of Texas was removed from the chamber early on for a protest. Dozens of other Democratic lawmakers attended a counter rally on the National Mall.
We are better than what is under that Capitol right now.
But the official Democratic response was delivered by Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, elected last November, and offering a preview of Democrats' potential midterm approach.
He's enriching himself, his family, his friends. The scale of the corruption is unprecedented.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kaifa.
And the Trump administration is considering implementing new requirements at U.S. banks to verify citizenship, according to the two sources. The decision comes during President Trump's immigration crackdown and could potentially become an executive order along with other legalities. The White House has neither confirmed nor denied the requirement. Orders in major U.S. banks have not yet commented.
In Europe, President Trump representatives
will meet with Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky.
Our correspondent Trinity Chapman has more details. Hi, Trinity.
Sophia, Lexi, good evening. A delegation from Ukraine is scheduled to meet with U.S. representatives in an effort to end the conflict and post-conflict recovery. Norwegian Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg says that it's too early to know when and how this war can end.
We do not know when the war will end, but what we do know is that the stronger Ukraine is on the battlefield, the more likely it is that President Putin will realize that he cannot win the war and has to sit down and negotiate and accept an end to the war where Ukraine prevails as a sovereign independent state. So,
the talks come as the conflict between Ukraine and Russia marks its 5th year. The meeting will address possible post-war recovery plans, including a prosperity package for the reconstruction of Ukraine, and discuss preparations for a meeting with Moscow officials in the future. The Swiss city is also expected to host a round of nuclear talks between the United States and Iran. However, the Trump administration has sanctioned Iran ahead of their meeting. The U.S. Treasury Department reports that this new round of sanctions will affect over 30 companies and vessels. All companies reportedly have ties to Iranian oil sales and ballistic missile productions. The sanctions come as President Trump threatened to use military action in a bid to get Iran to limit its nuclear program. A sit-down between delegates from Washington, D.C. and Tehran is set to take place this Thursday, with talks scheduled in Geneva. For KSTV, I'm Trinity Chapman.
Thank you, Trinity. Congressman Tony Gonzalez is facing affair allegations with a staffer who died by suicide last year. Republicans share their mixed opinions regarding the claims after the Texas Republican denied such allegations.
I think it needs to go. That's the line. Harassing an employee, a male harassing a female employee, I just can't stomach it, dude.
Does it look good? No, I don't like the appearance of it. He's got a problem here, don't get me wrong. The optics are horrible, but I would in no way ever resign right now.
The Texas Republican said he didn't have an affair with a former aide, Regina N. Santos Aviles, and says he's been blackmailed. The allegations were made by an attorney representing the staffer's husband, Adrian Aviles. He says Aviles was shown sexually graphic text messages by his wife when she told him about the affair. The allegations comes just weeks before the March 3rd primary.
And former Harvard President Larry Summers says he's retiring from his professorship at the university. In a statement, Summers said he'll step down at the end of the academic year. In the meantime, Harvard confirmed that Summers will remain on leave until then. Summers also gave up his role as a co-director of the school's Center for Business and Government. Summers also served as Bill Clinton's Treasury Secretary. The news comes after documents revealed his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Finally, settling down, how Americans are trying to get back home.
And a new flu shot that, according to experts, might come with more advantages than the traditional one.
What if your research could reach beyond the classroom? Welcome to the 40th Graduate Research Symposium. This two-day event brings graduate students from all disciplines together to present their work, exchange ideas, and engage with faculty and peers. Join us each day at 8 a.m. for research and collaboration with award opportunities and keynote speaker Professor Michael Beam. Register for Graduate Research Symposium March 19th and 20th at the Kent State Student Center.
Spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. After 3 days of violence in Mexico, the State Department says conditions are finally returning to normal and citizens are no longer urged to seek shelter in some areas.
Still, American tourists are scrambling to get back to the United States after fearing for their safety. CNN's Sherelle Hubbard has more.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
or a lamb. So, starting off for tomorrow, we are seeing partly cloudy skies, and the moon phase is going to be a waxing gibbous. It's going to be a cold 35 degrees, and with a wind chill, it's going to make it feel colder with the wind blowing from northwest from 5 miles an hour. Precipitation, very small chance, but it would be snow because of how cold it would be. But if we move into the extended forecast, we're going to see a little bit more like the weather we have right now. But Thursday, talked about, just touched upon. Friday, 50s, we're hitting the 50s. That's pretty exciting. But as we move forward to the weekend, a little bit more of a chance of rain, but it's still under 10%. So it's also rain. That's a pretty big accomplishment. But Sunday, this is March 1st. I don't know, the rest of the week right here, does this look like it's gonna come in like full swing? I got a little bit of rain for Tuesday, but overall, it looks like March is gonna come in like a lamb. I mean, looking at Monday, we have 33 degrees. We come from the 50s and dip back into the 30s. So I mean, maybe lion, but I guess time will tell. But that was a look at your full forecast for the week. Be sure to stay updated with KSTV. I'm Lila Schaefer-Hughes, and that was your Wednesday weather.
Thank you, Lila. Moderna has received an overwhelming amount of attention since it released its COVID-19 vaccine. And the FDA said it's finally reviewing the new mRNA vaccine.
That's right, Lexi. And experts say it may have some additional benefits. CNN Evan Rodriguez reports.
mRNA or messenger RNA may still sound relatively new to many people, but experts say the technology has been studied for decades.
The COVID-19 vaccine really brought it to the forefront.
Andrew Pekosh with the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says a potential future mRNA flu vaccine could be helpful to the public and scientists.
There have been clinical trials that show that mRNA vaccine generates stronger responses and more protection than the standard flu vaccine. But another thing that it can do is it can shorten the time needed to choose a vaccine strain.
Pekosh says today vaccine strains are chosen 6 to 7 months before flu season. With mRNA technology, it could be shortened to 8 weeks or less.
And what that allows us to do is get a better match between the viruses that are circulating and the vaccine strain.
A common question over the years has been mRNA vaccine safety and the impact to one's DNA.
The mRNA vaccines don't have the ability to do anything to your own DNA. They're specifically designed to stay away from your DNA. Some of the current mRNA influenza vaccines that are moving through the clinical analysis pipeline are even safer than the COVID-19 mRNA and still outperform the standard flu vaccine.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Last night to take on the Lakers. Find out if Orlando get a magical win after the break.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Hi everyone, I'm your sports taker, Ryan Mead. The Olympics might be over, but we still have plenty of sports for you to hear about. To start things off, let's begin with the men's basketball team. Last night, Kent State's men's basketball team hosted Central Michigan for an important game in the MAAC Conference Tournament standings. Kent State started off the game very slow as they were down by as much as 19 in the first half. But an offensive surge by Morgan Stafford helped the Flashes able to tie the game 81-81 with just 18 seconds left. In this Flash's final possession, Rod Whaley Jr. took the game-winning shot with just 1 point on the clock to give the Flashes the win. They will now look to take on Akron at home on Friday at 8 p.m. Coming off an unbelievable weekend after beating number 13 ranked Tennessee twice, Kent State's baseball team is taking on Wright State. Kent State has been having a season to remember so far with a 5-2 record and also nearly beating number 2 ranked LSU. Sawyer Sorocha has been one of the best hitters in the country so far with 4 home runs. Going into this game, Wright State's pitching staff has struggled so far, and Kent State Flashes were looking to take full advantage. This game started at 3, but currently Wright State has the lead. Now moving on to the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers will be traveling to take on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. The Cavaliers are coming into this game with a win at home last night against the New York Knicks. They have been so far led by their stars Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to get back in the 4th place in the East standings. The Bucks have been mediocre this season so far, with some games looking good and some games looking very bad. This game will take place tonight at 8 p.m. and be watched on FanDuel Sports Network. Staying in the NBA, we're going to look at Orlando Magic travel to LA to take on the Lakers, and a dunk here by Paul Benchero is going to get the Orlando Magic back on the board here as they started off with a struggle, but LeBron James with a dunk there. Lakers had a big lead early on in this one. Austin Reeves had a great game. He had 18 points. And then Luke Kennard was with the ball. He's going to have nowhere to go, but he's going to dish this one out to Luka Doncic. He had also a great game with 22 points. LA had a big lead here, but now Paulo Banchero is going to dish this one out to Desmond Bane, and the Orlando Magic found a way to get the lead here with just a couple seconds left. And now with 40 seconds left in the game, a miss is going to be rebounded by Wendell Carter Jr., and he's going to give Orlando Magic the lead here. But now, with just 6 seconds left, Luka Doncic has nowhere to go. He's going to pass this one to LeBron, and it is no good. Orlando Magic are going to win this game 110-109. Orlando Magic have had a great season so far at 31-26. What a win for Orlando, and it's been a great season for them. To stay up to date, follow the Kent State Sports Network on Instagram. Now, for the rest of your Wednesday newscast.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame unveiled this year's nominees, and we'll tell you who made the list.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at iqairfoundation.org.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper, you better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop, you got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Fans of the band Metallica may find a new way to put roll in the phrase rock and roll. The band announced a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas this October. The residency will last 8 nights, falling on Thursdays and Saturdays. No songs will be repeated on back-to-back days, so fans will have to attend 2 nights to get the full set. Tickets will go on sale on March 6th.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just announced this year's nominees. The list is the largest it has ever been with 17 nominees, with 10 of them being nominated for the first time. Some names are Lauryn Hill, Phil Collins, Wu-Tang Clan, Shakira, and Pink. Some returning nominees include the Black Crowes, Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, and Oasis. The 2026 inductees will be announced this April. Now, Lexi, tell me which one of those is your favorite.
I'm gonna out myself as a male manipulator. I love Oasis.
Fair.
I love Oasis.
Okay, you're a musician yourself, sort of.
Not really. I'm not very good at it. Like, I can, like, kind of, but yeah, no. You're a musician as well.
I did a year of, like, drums and guitar and bass.
I think we should do a KSTV
Oh my
band.
God,
Wait,
we should.
Do you guys know how to play? Can you? Lila, I bet, can sing. We'll have you on vocals. Yeah, she's nodding. Amanda, what do you know how to do?
I don't play. She doesn't play anything. She can be there dancing.
You could just, like, do a little samba, perhaps.
It's gonna be really fun. But
Rachel, but unfortunately, that is all the time we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in this Wednesday evening. For more stories in your community, be sure to check out KentStater.com. I'm Lexi Blatnick.
And tune in at 8 p.m. for a new episode of All Systems Go. I'm Sophia Lena. Have a good night, Portage County.
You may know the FDA is responsible for approving new drugs and making sure those drugs are safe, high quality, and work the way they're supposed to. As part of its public health mission, the scientists and staff at FDA work to protect the American public by getting the accurate, science-based information they need to use medications wisely, all by asking questions and letting science lead to the answers.
Illicit fentanyl is the deadliest drug threat that our nation has ever experienced. We lost Leo when he was only 19, killed by fentanyl he didn't even know he was taking. He was my heart, my son.
My grandson. I wish you could have met him. Such a beautiful young man. Kind, smart, funny, sweet, a great kid.
Go to ladrfoundation.org to join us in the fight against fentanyl.
Thank you.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.